Hello everyone, I am JVN Dr. Mohammad Miraj Alam, Assistant Professor of Economics, Jyoti Vidyapit, Women's University, Jaipur. In this session of video, I will discuss remaining part of the status of education in India. Before this video, I have already discussed two different video on a status of education in India, about the education system in India, and Kothari Commission, Radhakrishnan Commission, and Educational Policy 1968. In the, in this section of video, I will discuss about the National Education Policy 1985. Right, the policy aimed at the removal of disparities and to equalize educational opportunities, especially for women, SC and ST. The removal of disparities means, as we all know, that India is a country with high level of disparities. Disparities not only in the income level, there are different type of disparities in India. The income disparities, level and the social disparities, educational disparities, regional disparities. Right, there are a different concept and a different type of disparities. But here we usually we are talking about the educational disparities. Through educational disparities, we can remove all other type of disparities. As we all know that it is a research, it is a proved, it is well proved concept. If a person is educated, they will get higher level of income, other compare compared to a person who is uneducated, right? The aim of national education policy was to remove all the type of disparities which were prevalent in India and which is still prevalent in India. Education is the best weapon through which we can disparities. We can remove the cultural disparities. We can remove the social disparities. We can remove the income disparities. We can remove the regional disparities through which we can remove all the type of disparities which is prevalent, which is practicing in India and which is still prevalent, right? Educational opportunities is one of the most important, because as we all know that people who are in the upper level of income group, they usually their children usually get better quality of education. They send their children to the good quality of education. It may be government or private school, but what about those people who have doesn't income to pay the expenditure of their children, right? So in that way, educational disparities arises, right? If we can able to equalize educational disparities, then we can expect a good society and a good national level of education, right? Disparities among the even in the groups, gender groups, or you can say that in the social classes are prevalent, right? Especially for the women. If we look the data of the census from 1951 to 2011, you will find that there is a increase in the enrollment ratio, overall enrollment ratio, but the gap between the gender gap, that is male female gap in the literacy rate, is is a is a good amount, right? You can say in a large number of the gap is very high, right? It is over the period of time it is declining, but it should be removed properly. If you want to remove the uh, uh, you can say that if you want to remove the disparities among the women and men, we have to provide equal opportunity for the women as well, women child, girl child as well, right? India is a country where social biasness are still prevalent. There are some society where people of that society not prefer to send their children to the school, girls children to the school. In most of the part in India, this situation have been still prevalent. The reason is so many various reasons, right? the other type, if we want to really equalize the educational opportunity, we have to bridge the gap between the male and the female child, right? And the second type of disparity, the SC and STs. As we all know that SC and STs are the most marginalized community or social group in India. Usually, the literacy rate among both the social groups are very low as compared to the other groups, right? Women represent almost 50% of population of India. If we are not able to provide the equal opportunity for women, we have a population, we our half population will be uneducated or illiterate. For the resounding development of any economy of the world, it cannot be possible to left out the 50% people uneducated and the remaining 50% will be educated. So the to equalize the educational opportunity, we have to educate our daughters. We have to provide incentives to educate them. And SCST, for the development of SCST, there are various programs for the education, and reservation policies have been in practice in India since long time. But the fruits of reservation are showing, but very in less numbers. We have to, and the policy makers and the planners have to think over it and to effectively implement to all the policies which are meant to for the development of women, SC and ST groups, right? Launching of Operation Blackboard to improve the primary school nationwide. There were a policy of Operation Blackboard. As we all aware about that, Blackboard, what is Blackboard? Usually we used to Blackboard in the classroom to summarize the concept for the student by the teacher. The A program launched, Operation Blackboard, to improve the primary school nationwide. To going to secondary school, we need to provide primary education to all the children which are 5 and above age, right? IGNU, the Open University, was formed for the IGNU. It is the I think it is the world's largest university in terms open university, which provided the education centers and educational facilities across the India. IGNU was meant to provide educational education for those people who was not able to join the regular classes in the colleges and the universities. So IGNU were provided a good opportunity for all these people who was willing to join the education system, who was willing to educate themselves, but they don't have time to join the formal education system and regular classes in the college. So these type of people, IGNU were proved a boon for them, and that's why the IGNU is huge success rate in India. Right. Adaptation for rural university model based on the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi to promote economic and social development at the grassroots level in rural India. As we all know that India is a country where almost 69% of people are still living in the rural areas, right? So more majority of population are in the rural areas. That's why rural university, the concept of rural university is very much accepted, and the work on the rural university should be promoted, because people who are living in the rural areas, they are not able to join the university on a regular basis because there are many reasons: the absence of transportation facility, there are security reasons for the girls student. That's why they also don't want to join the colleges. For this type of people, adaptation of rural university, the concept of rural university model is important, and it should be promoted. Uh, the idea It should be promoted. The idea of rural university is based on the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi to promote economic and social development level. As we all know that without education we cannot promote the economic and the social interest of India. If we want to really, if really, if you want to promote our economic and social development of India, we have to educate all the people who are living in India, right? And now there were another committee who reports on the education, that is TSR Subramaniam Committee report, Early Childhood Care Education. The concept of early childhood care education were the report of the Subramaniam Committee. Children from the 4 to 5 years of age to be declared as a fundamental rights. As we all know that in 2009, there were a constitutional amendment which ensured that education from the secondary level is a fundamental rights of every children, right? Which is in the operation from April 1st, 2001. Before that, there were a constitutional provision in India, Article 45. Uh, I think Article 45 promotes the concept of education in India. Right. Our constitution's directive principle of state policy is also talking about the education should be compulsory, and it should be free, compulsory and free for all the children, those who want to take the education. Right. ECC, that is Early Childhood Care and Education, is inconsistent across states. So all government schools should have facilities for pre-education, right? Which would facilitate pre-school education by the government instead of the private sector. The cost of private education is very high in India. As I already told you, India is a poor country where people don't have much money to afford the children education of the children. So government education should be vibrant and should be available for all, right? Exam reform. The committee also suggested the exam reform to check the quality of education. There were exam reform suggested and happened in India, right? The policy of no detention should be upheld only till class 5 and not till class 8. The committee suggested that there should be no detention. That means if a student failed to pass a grade 1, there should be no there should be promoted in the class second, because if we not promoted the student in the class second, there might be high chance to drop out the such type of student. That's why policy maker suggested that there should be no detention policy, should be till the class 5 and not 8, because it was till 8th. But at the current situation, class up to the class 8th, there is a no detention policy is a, is the part of RT Act 2009. Teachers management, right? Teacher management is an important aspect for the education in India. There is a steep rise in teacher shortage, absenteeism, and grievances. As we all aware about that, there is a huge shortage of teachers in the school level of education in India, right? Sometimes there are teachers appointed, but usually they don't used to go schools on the regular basis. So these things uh, should be a stop, and there should be a teacher management, right? Need to constitute an autonomous teachers recruitment board. The committee suggested there should be a teacher recruitment board should be in place in India and at the central level and the state level, because the quality of teacher is very important for the quality of education. That's why every state is suggested for the every state there should be a separate teacher recruitment board. Now in the some state the policy have been adopted. Almost every state there is a board for the recruitment of the teacher, right? 4 years integrated B.Ed, the course should be introduced, right? The committee suggested there should be a 4 years course should be B.Ed program should be interested to make a good quality of teacher, to make a trained teacher, to provide a better education. There should be a 4 year B.Ed program. Usually, we all know that there were a B.Ed program for only 1 year, which were those who have a graduation in any discipline, they are eligible to do the B.Ed. but 1 year of B.Ed program were not sufficient to calculate the value of education into the teachers training. That's why there were several policymakers suggested that there should be a 4 years integrated program of education so that training should be fulfilled in the 4 year, right? ICT in education, information and communication technology in education should be the part of education system. There is an inadequate integration of information technology and the education sector. Vocational education and training, right? uh, National skill qualification framework should be scaled up. The choice of vocational courses should be in line with in local opportunities and resources. Bring formal certification for vocational education at par with the conventional education certificate. All India Education Services should be placed. National Higher Education Promotion and Management Act, existing separate laws uh, governing individual regulators in higher education should be replaced by the SADC. The role of existing regulatory bodies like UGC and AICT should be revised. National Accreditation Board (NAB) subsuming the existing accreditation bodies. So there were some recommendation of the uh, committee, that is the TSR Subramaniam Committee report. Uh, right. I think this is sufficient in this part of video. Now, remaining part of this topic we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video.